Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Your Success DNA, doing those needed actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments. I'm Sergeant Major Motivation, Ace Brinkman here with you from successatlast.com, doling out that motivational oomph, those kicks in the rear that you need, along with those core inspirational building blocks to help you get what you need to get done. Woo! TGIF. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Got big plans for the weekend? Yeah, I got a few things going on this weekend myself. It's going to be a fun one. Hope you got something great going on too. It's been a fast week, thank goodness. How's yours been going? Yeah, I completely sidebar topic. I've been kind of just reviewing notes from the past few shows for the past couple of weeks, and we've tackled some really good topics: stress and attitude and laughter, and these are biggies. It seems like little nuances in the world of getting things done, but they can be big topics. And one thing I thought was missing, and we'll touch base on this today, is giving away your power. So many times I've worked with people or known people that, they did all the right things. They sat down and figured out what their major definite purpose was and turned that into goals and added in any extra goals that they had for their personal joy and fulfillment. And even went so far as wrote out their success atlas, as I like to call it, their roadmap to get from where they are to where they want to be. And still they kept pausing, and they kept their fingers stuck on that pause button. So I'm going to chat a little bit about why that might be happening to you, if it is. But before we head down that road, let's ask today's question: have you laid the groundwork? Have you done your prep work or your homework, whichever you might want to call it? And I just mentioned exactly what that is. I mean, if you've answered any of the questions I've asked over the course of the week, and if this is your first show, please go back and listen to this week's shows. We did some good ones on attitude and the power of laughter. In the beginning of each one of those shows, I always ask a question, and those questions are really designed just to get you to pause for a moment and think about what it is you want in life, and what do you want out of your financial life, your relationship world, your career world, and then start moving yourself towards it. So today is, have you laid that groundwork? And if you have, right on, keep on moving. And if you haven't and still find yourself stuck on pause, hopefully some of today's information will help you with that. And if you haven't, well, gosh darn, do it. Do it now. Okay, not right now. At the end of the show now. Before you lay your head down on the pillow now. When you're sitting in front of when you sit down and grab the remote to turn the TV on, put the remote down, grab a piece of paper, grab a journal, you're going to keep hearing me say that, and write down some of the things you want. Write down how you're using your talents, or how you could be using your talents. Write down what it is you want or need to change. Write down what you really, really want out of life. And I don't mean just saying, I want to be a millionaire. That's, that's kind of flippant. Really open your heart up, open your mind up, open your eyes up, and write what you want out of life overall. Okay? And part of that keeping your finger on pause button I keep mentioning, it begets the question, are you giving away your power? Does attaining the goals that you have seem really much harder than it should be? If you're feeling challenged in the achievement of your goals and your desires, you could be constructing false obstacles to your own objectives. A little of this has come from a realization I had probably right after Christmas. Now, sometimes when you go through these things yourself, it's like this aha moment. It's like, like that sound when an HBO show is getting ready to come on. See, when we do this, when we construct our own false obstacles to our objectives, when we do this, we give all our power and all our attention to those imaginary ideas. In reality, it's just a delay tactic. So how would you know if you were constructing false obstacles and false beliefs and giving away your power to them? Well, I'm going to try and tell you a few ways to help you realize that. Okay, let's start. We're going to go through a couple of different areas of your life so you can see how this might fit into your world. Relationships, your social life, and your career. And relationships is where I had my aha moment that kind of spawned this episode you're listening to now. So think about it. You want someone to love with. You want someone to laugh with, someone that to connect with and deeply bond with. Heck, you want someone to marry. But instead, you're focusing on that. Instead of focusing on that goal, you've decided that there are other things that need to be done first. Maybe you want to get into shape before you meet someone. You want to lose 20 pounds. Or maybe you want to get your finances in order. Or save a little job. Or perhaps you need a better job before you can settle down into that perfect relationship. You see, all of these prerequisites, they're just created in your mind. You just set those up. You can still, right now, go about dating just fine without that new job first. And when you're looking for that lifelong partner that you want to be with, someone that you want to love you deeply for who you are, you can do that without being 20 pounds lighter. They'll love you just for who you are right now. And now when I say I had this aha moment, and unfortunately, I had this aha moment probably about 6 months into finding my perfect girl. And it was sad because my own pause, my own I guess delay tactic was hurting her. Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm getting a little welled up here. So trust me on this topic. I speak from experience. Don't set these prerequisites up in your mind to set yourself up to fail, right? Let yourself find that perfect someone. Let yourself go for it. Don't be afraid. If they love you, they're going to love you whether you're 20 pounds heavier or 20 pounds lighter. All right, you can still lose the 20 pounds after you meet them. And trust me, if you meet them and you're 20 pounds heavier and then you lose the 20 pounds, well, now, not only do they love you, but now they're looking at you a little more amorously, right? Okay. In your social life, so maybe you're lucky enough, like me now, to have that partner you want. And then that particular dream is under control. Okay? Well, it's headed in the right direction. How about that? Now you long for that exciting social life filled with fun and friends and adventure. Getting out of the house on a regular basis seems like a great opportunity. Oh, there's so many things to do out there. So many great people to meet. So why don't you get out and meet them and do those things? Perhaps you haven't felt able to let go of that because you have less fulfilling relationships that you refuse to let go of, right? You won't let go of those less fulfilling social relationships that you have right now. Maybe you spend all your energy on the belief that you're just not interesting enough, and maybe no one wants to be your friend. Are these ideas helping you, or are they hurting you? Here's another one. You might even be giving all your attention to the relationships that you formed online. Now, don't get me wrong. I met my current love of my life, right? The lady I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I met her online, but I didn't just stay online, okay? Or, let's take that one step further. You're giving all your attention and power to the relationships you formed with the TV characters on your favorite show. Are these things part of your vision of your perfect social life? Don't get me wrong. I love a good television program, and I will get wrapped up in the characters in it, and that's just a sign of great writing. But if it's keeping you from the happiness and from the social life that you want, well, maybe you need to step away from those friendships and start heading towards the ones that really, really are going to fulfill you. Now, in your career, let's say, okay, your social life is good. You found that perfect loved one like I did, and that's all fine. Your goals are now focused on your career. You want a career that's interesting. You want a career that pays you well, obviously. Let's not, let's be real about it. And you want a career that's fulfilling, one that gives you that sense of accomplishment and pride. Right? You want to make a significance in the world, or maybe just a subset of the world, a specific group of folks in this world. You want to feel excited, you want to be passionate, and you want to be motivated to get up and go to work every day. Even if going to work just means getting up from your bedroom and going into your home office, or if it means making that 30-mile drive, 40-mile drive down to the corporate headquarters. Sounds great, right? But instead, you're staying in a job you don't like in order to what? Make ends meet. See, it's amazing how much power bills tend to have over us, when really they're just little pieces of paper with numbers typed on them. So many of us have used our bills as an excuse not to go after the career that we love, are passionate about, and know we would thrive in. Instead, we devote our energy towards the belief that we can't do that. We can't do what we want to do because what? We have to pay the bills. Just take a quick moment and imagine what your life would be like if, instead of focusing on your bills, you spent that same energy executing a plan to create a career that will give you everything you want, including the ability to pay the bills. Where would you be in 5 years if you started executing that plan, right? So started going after that career path. Yeah? Would you feel more fulfilled? Would you feel happier? Yeah? Would you feel pumped up, ready to pop out of bed and just and rush to work and maybe even stay late, right? And brag to everyone you know about the wonderful job you have and the wonderful things you're doing at work? Right? Would you be a better spouse? Would you love your loved one that you met from letting go of your restrictions earlier? Right? Would you go out and meet more people and just want to tell them about your wonderful job? Yeah? Would you probably meet more people as a result of that job? Can you just see how awesome that would be? Now, where will you be 5 years from now if you keep doing what you're currently doing? And if what you're doing is working and you're fulfilled and you're happy with it, man, more power to you. Rock the heck on and keep on doing it. Okay, but here, I can probably hear you. So let's go. You've established that at some level you're giving away your power. Okay, you're giving your power to obstacles that you've created. The question now becomes, all right, Tracy, I get it. What do I do now? Well, here it is. First, you need to determine what it is you're afraid of. Right? Like I told you, around Christmas time, I had to do this. All right, so determine what it is you're afraid of. Here's the thing. Here's what I had to do. I had to tell myself that I could have what it is I wanted, that I deserved to be happy, that I deserved to be loved that deeply. So tell yourself you can have everything you want. Be specific about the goal, right? And then listen to the negative answer inside yourself, right? The old adage is only crazy people talk to themselves. Well, not exactly, right? You certainly can talk to yourself. Because the reason you can talk to yourself because you will be listening to yourself. So listening to that negative answer inside yourself, right? Often this is going to be the little voice that says things like, but I can't, or I never, or I won't, or there's not enough this, or there's not enough that. Okay? So listen to that little voice. It's really important. Once you know what your buts are, your I can'ts or I won'ts or I nevers, whatever they are, we're going to call them your buts. All right? Once you know what your buts are, you can assess your fears. But nobody I really like would want to be my friend. All right? That could be your butt. Are you telling yourself something like that? Or are you telling yourself something like, I'm not good enough? All right? At the end of the day, any one of those buts is telling you just that you're not good enough. You get the idea? So instead of using your power to achieve your goals, you've been giving it to that false belief that you don't have what you need to accomplish what it is you want. Right? That's just not true. Okay, right. Back off for a second here. All right, so now you've determined what you want. You've listened to that low voice and said, you've heard what it's saying about what it is you can't have. Now you have all the key information to keep you from giving your power away. Next time that you're thinking about how much you want to achieve your goals, or what goal you want to achieve and how awesome it will be 5 years from now, listen closely to that voice that says, but. Then use that same power to tell yourself what is really the truth. You are good enough. You are skinny enough. You are lovable. You are responsible. You are capable. You are motivated. You are funny. You are skilled. You are all those things. And if you find that you're having trouble maybe talking back to that negative self-talking voice, then, ladies and gentlemen, there is no shame in enlisting the help of others. A close friend, a trusted family member, even a counselor, or get a mentor. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people that I've been lucky enough to mentor over the course of my time on this planet. All of these folks will aid enormously in the process. Okay? So, ultimately, your goal in this is to use your power to benefit you, not tear yourself down. All right? So if you take some of the steps I've talked about above, and you never do anything else, you're going to find yourself closer to reaching your goal than ever before. So, give your power to the things that mean most to you, right? If it's that relationship, right, give your power to that. That will cause a huge change in your life. If it's your career, give your power to that, right? If it's your social life, give your power back to that. Life spent in this manner is going to bring you joy, happiness, and fulfillment, not to mention true success at last. Or your success at last. How about that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fast week. I really am glad, and I'm really grateful that you've been along for the ride. I hope to see you again next week. And until then, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully. Take action. Bye-bye.